Hello dear friends, my name is Sanjay Kumar Damodar Racha, Assistant Professor in Lakshmi Institute of Technology, Sarigam. In Civil Engineering Department, I am working as a Assistant Professor. So welcome to my class. In today's session, we are going to learn deflection of beam. First of all, let us see what is deflection. So suppose if we are having a one simply supported beam like this, and which is having a supports like this, having a span L, cross section if we will see, then width of beam, depth of beam. Due to self weight, this beam is having a dimensions of B by D. So due to self weight, with the time it will get deflect. And suppose if we are considering this is the neutral axis of this beam, where there is no compression and no tension, and after with the time it will get deflect due to self weight. That shape, suppose if we are considering like this, then at that time this neutral axis also will get change its position. So here we can see there is some distance d. That distance d we can consider it as deflection. So this according to IS 456-2000 on page number 37 and 38, there is some clauses are given for this deflection, because in a beam if there is a deflection as per the limit state method, there is some permissible limits. So we have to check for that permissible limit. So in today's session we are going to learn that. So first of all, let us start with that. First of all, deflection can be calculated span by depth ratio. Span this, L is span and D is depth of beam. So in our IS 456, there are some criteria and constants are given for the different types of beam. First of all, let us consider for the cantilever beam. On a page number 37, for the cantilever, L by D span by depth ratio is given 7. For simply supported beam, it is given 20, and for continuous beam or slab, it is given 26, and we have to multiply with modification factor. On page number 38, modification factor graph is given. From that graph, we can calculate the modification factor. Before this calculation, we should have some values. On this graph, on x-axis, percentage of steel is mentioned, and on a y-axis, we will have modification factor. And here on this, in this graph, there are some curves like this. That curves are of Fs, and Fs can be calculated 0.58 Fy into AST required and AST provided, that will be cancelled. So just we are considering Fs 0.58 Fy. So simply for these three criteria, L by D ratios are given like this. For cantilever 7 into MF, for simply supported beam or slab 20 into MF, for cantilever beam, for continuous beam or slab 26 into MF. Let us calculate this by one example. Suppose if we are having a one beam which is a cantilever and having a depth, effective depth of 315 mm, and span is having 2.5 meter, and PT is given, percentage of steel provided in that is 1.5%. 1.5%. So for this, and grade of steel also given, that is Fe250, and for this we are going to calculate the deflection. And first of all, and after that one another data that is given, FCK 20 Newton per mm square. So for this we are going to calculate the deflection. To calculate the deflection, first of all there is a criteria. So first of all we have to calculate the actual deflection, means in the beam due to self weight how much deflection is occur, that we have to calculate. So that can be calculated like actual deflection L by D, and here the span is 2.5, so 2005, and D is equal to 315. So according to that, actual deflection we are having 7.93. And on page number 37 and 38, on 37 these criteria are given, and according to our given data, here this is cantilever beam. So for the cantilever beam, we are having L by D ratio, modification factor into 7, this one. Okay, so for that percentage of steel is given, that is 1.5, and FS we have to calculate from this. FS is equal to 0.58 Fy, and Fy is equal to yield strength of steel, that is given grade of steel is 250. So here 0.58 into 215. So for that the value is 145 Newton per mm square. So among these curves, we will have one curve which is having a value of 145. So according to 145, and here we are having values 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. On this we have to consider 1.5. So here somewhere here, and with respect to that we have to match this value, and here we will get like this for this curve and this curve, and here we according to this where this merging point is here, so according to that MF we will have. So from on page number 38 the MF value is 1.25. So from the graph, if you will match the values, you will have the value modification factor 1.25. If you will put this value 1.25 into 7, you will have value 8.75. So here you can see actual deflection is 7.93, and permissible deflection, permissible L by D as per the according to the IS 456-2000 permissible value is this. So actual deflection 7.93 is less than 8.75. So our beam is under permissible condition. So similar way we can have this. Permissible condition means our beam is safe. After that, similar way we can go for the simply supported beam. So for the simply supported beam, if the same data if we are considering, in that you just have to change this value, and after that how much percentage of steel is given, according to that you can consider the PT, and similar way for this graph you can calculate the MF value, and the same way if you will put the value of MF in the for the simply supported beam 20 into MF, in that you will put the MF value, you will get one value, that is the HL value for the simply supported beam. Similar way we can go for the continuous beam. Continuous beam, for the continuous beam we know 26 into MF, and similar way by percentage of steel and FS calculation we can get the modification factor value. Similar in all cases, by using this constant values we can calculate the actual deflection and permissible deflection. From that we can check the beam is safe or not. Thank you.